Denton ISD is one of the fastest growing districts in North Texas, and tonight we're going one-on-one with its longtime superintendent to talk books, budgets, and high school athletes one day getting paid. Denton ISD is as concerned about a lack of funding as any district.
Our schools need, no less than $1,000 more per student.
And where students stand academically.
We still have a little ways to go in math.
Dr. Jamie Wilson says test scores haven't recovered from the pandemic. Are there certain grades that are inflection points?
We can use ninth grade algebra as our metric. We want our students to get through ninth grade algebra through the first time and be very effective and master that skill.
But the most contentious fights don't involve constants or coefficients.
I've read a number of the passages from a number of books, and I have serious and significant concerns over how they do in fact violate what is identified as obscenity and pornography.
In his 11 years as superintendent, Wilson has increasingly become embroiled in the battle over books.
We think parents have the right and responsibility to tell us what they want their kids to read or not read, especially when it's a self-selection and they're going to the library and doing things on their own, right?
How do you balance the idea of, I want to choose what's appropriate for my child versus I want to decide what's appropriate for every child?
Well, I think that's the hard part, right? A lot of the individuals that are making the most noise may not even have kids in the school system where that noise is coming from.
Like Kelly Needert, a recent UNT grad who runs Protect Texas Kids.
This is kind of her thing. She deliberately stirs up moral panic.
At the board meeting where Denton ISD adopted its new policy, speakers started arguing with Needert.
Girl, shut up. When I'm sitting here being slandered and defamed, I'm going to defend myself.
But Wilson stands by the district's level of transparency.
Our catalogs are all online. Our parents can see them. They can reach through them. Parental choice is about having access to those things if a parent chooses to or not.
Denton is made up of 18 cities, 42 schools, and some elite athletic teams. Can you see a day where there is NIL deals for high school football players?
I don't think high school athletics or anything that's a high school extracurricular activity should be done for the purposes of you earning money while you're doing that right now. At the same time, we have a career center here where our students produce our events and games, and they do the video for the video boards, and they run the cameras and other things. We pay them to do that, right? It's outside of the school day.
24 states allow high school athletes to profit from their name, image, or likeness. But not Texas. And while House Bill 1802 would have allowed 18-year-olds to get NIL deals, it stalled in the legislature.
I don't know where that will end up.
Dr. Wilson believes communities in Texas are bound by their local public schools.
And we want people in Denton ISD to grow up as Broncos and Raiders and Wildcats and Bengals. I think that there will be those athletes across our country that may see that differently, and I think they'll end up at prep schools. You can read a lot more of our interview at WFAA.com, and several of those teams he mentioned took the field for the first time tonight.
That's right.